Okay, now let's look at task B. Task B, you have to develop a data warehouse by using Hive. You have to use the Hive provided by school, your virtual machine. Okay, so your data warehouse should include three tables, and 50 records in total. So you can have, 20 records for the first table, 20 for the second, and 10 for the third table. So in total, 50 records. And you also have to develop eight, uh, you know, Hive Hive queries. Okay, so you have to develop all of them in your Hadoop virtual machine. So you can't use online services, Hive services, cloud platforms, or external tools. But you can't use them. You can only use your own virtual machine, Hadoop virtual machine. Okay. Then you have to, of course, you have to, demonstrate, show some proof to your implementation, and you also need to get detailed explanation, discussion, and screenshots, high-quality screenshots for every major step, including the table design, uh, building table, populating table, executing queries, and showing query results. So all of them should be given, some screenshots as proof. Okay. Uh, for each high QL query, you have to give clear and detailed explanation to query purpose, and what kind, what results will be retrieved, and the functions or operations involved in each query. You have to, give description to them. Okay. So basically, we suggest you have to, write down for each query. You have to write down, and followed by some screenshots to show the query itself, and this query information and their results. So you can use one single screenshot to show all of some three components: query itself, the execution information, and the query results. Okay, because the screenshots have to prove that the query was successfully executed in time, and their results are achievable. And then you can have a look at the marking scheme. So you can tell we set up 5 marks for table design. Table design, three tables, right? The three tables should be uh, able to join other tables, right? And so we have set up the three for design correctness and complexity, and two for clarity of description, your design for three tables. So you could describe, table, some column included in each table and their, column types. Okay. And we set up, 15 marks for building, populating tables. So you have to, describe, the process of, building, creating tables, and how you, populate tables with CSV files. Okay. And query design is about 8 queries, right? So you have, give short introduction to each query, and if the query includes some operations or operations or function, you have to give description to them. Okay. Okay, so that's basic information for this task. But I have to say that actually the task is quite relevant to our lecture and lab content in week 4. Sorry, in week 6, Hive and data lakes. Okay, so you can open this document, lab document, so you can see some examples of how to populate table, how to create tables, how to populate table by loading data from CSV files, and you can also see some examples of Hive queries with some functions, operation, and some complex queries. These queries retrieve data by joining two tables. So you can see some examples. So before doing your own task, task B, please read all this information. Okay, yeah, that's my suggestion. Okay, let's go back to slides. I want to highlight the requirements again. So you have to develop three Hive tables, 50 record in three, in total across three tables, and all of them should be down independent by yourself. Yeah, and in your own Hadoop virtual machine. Okay, and then you need to develop 8 queries, and 8 queries should be complex enough and show some variety. They have some differences in with respect to their structures or operations, or there are some functions. Okay, and you need to provide some adequate explanation, discussion to your design, including designing of your tables and some major steps of building tables, creating tables, and populating tables with some CSV files. You also need to show your queries. For each query, you have to write down in text, and then give some introduction, explanation, description, to the purpose of the query, to the results to be retrieved, and provide a screenshot. The screenshots here are necessary. Screenshots are necessary for major steps, including of course the queries. Okay, they should be able to prove that your data warehouse implemented in your own virtual machine, and the queries are designed or executable in Hive. So there's some information. There's some comment question from student. Some students ask, are we allowed to source data from Kaggle or other platforms for creating the table? So basically, no, you can't, because you have to develop all your table data queries by yourself independently. So you can't directly copy data table from external sources, including Kaggle or other websites. But of course you can borrow some ideas from external sources and build your own data tables. Okay. Okay, the second question, is there any specific number of columns required for a table, or total number of records, a number of records across 3 tables should be 50? Yes, I think, yeah, 50. I mentioned that, 50 in total across 3 tables. And for the first question, is there any specific number of columns required for a table? Because we set up, some marks for complexity of your table, right? So I suggest each table should be at least 3. And for some table, if you consider the requirement of complexity, table could have more columns between 4 and 7, I think. But you don't have to build a very huge one, more than 7, I think, are needed. Okay, so that's question for some common questions from students. Okay. Okay, so before giving some steps you can follow to do your task B, I just of course I need to discuss something about access your virtual machine. So I think I hope all students have access to your virtual machine. Okay, you can follow the lab document of week 1, like this one. Yeah, this one to access your virtual machine, so you can open it. If you can't open your access your virtual machine, please send an email to CM support as soon as possible. Immediately. If you can't access your virtual machine, please send email to CM support immediately. And I know some students prefer doing coursework from home on their own laptop. In this case, So if you work on your home laptop, to access your Hadoop virtual machine, you have to access university student virtual desktop first. So you can access by this URL. And I think I have uploaded a document, a video for teaching you how to access your Hadoop virtual machine on your own laptop. This is document you can have read and follow step. And you can also watch this video about how to accessing Hadoop virtual machine on your own laptop. So you can double check if you can't access your Hadoop virtual machine on your own laptop. Okay. Okay, so that's basic information you should have before doing task B. And in the next video, I will provide some, tips and some steps you can follow about how to, build tables, how to, popular tables by, using, documents. You can have watch if you like. Yeah, so